Future land battlefields will be much more dynamic, complex, and lethal than those that the U.S. military, particularly the Army, are used to fighting. Our adversaries have gone to school on us. They've invested heavily in new sensors, networks, and weapon systems designed in particular to counter our areas of military advantage. These adversaries are likely to pose a formidable threat to U.S. forces. Russian ground forces, for example, in Ukraine have demonstrated the ability to employ drones in conjunction with long-range fire systems with devastating effect. Russian integrated air defense has become so lethal that even the more advanced air forces of the world aren't sure that they can beat them. The advantages the U.S. Army has held for more than 2 decades in lethality, survivability, mobility, and communications are evaporating. The U.S. Army needs urgently to make investments in near-term modernization of its combat forces with a particular eye on improved lethality. One example of what can be done almost immediately is the program to upgun Stryker combat vehicles with a highly effective 30-millimeter cannon. Already the first brigade of upgun Strykers, one that will be in Europe, is being deployed. Production versions of these vehicles, possibly with additional Javelin or other anti-tank guided missiles, could be the basis for a larger program of 3, 4, or maybe all 6 Stryker brigades. The Army also has plans in place to fund near-term lethality improvements for its Abrams tanks and Bradley fighting vehicles. However, these engineering change plans are only going to be implemented relatively slowly. Another area where the Army should move out expeditiously is in the deployment of active protection systems to counter rockets, guided missiles, and possibly even air-delivered weapons. With these kind of improvements to lethality and force protection, the U.S. Army will be able to hold its own with near-term adversaries.